Hello, Joanne O'Leary here from Dollface Pottery. I'm going to be doing a demo today on plate building with GR Pottery Forms new, I guess, wheel assist system, but I use it in hand building only. I could use it on the wheel, but I don't use the wheel typically. So this is the new system with the new rounded form, as you can see. This is for a small salad plate, and then it has a D-ring, a D key they call it, like this, and you just slip it in. Slip the two pins on the D-ring and then fasten it to this. So I'll just put the video down to where you can see me working. And I'll just put this on, slip it into the hole there, make sure it's firm. And then we have a big ledge here for the clay to go over. And so I'm going to put this slab of clay over, which I have over here. I put the slab of clay over the form to make a plate. So I just have to rib the slab of clay first. Of course, this compresses the clay and compresses the platelets in the clay so that it makes the clay stronger, less likelihood to warp. This clay body is porcelain from Pottery Supply House, and it is the porcelain 909 clay. So I'm just going to flip the piece. This is fairly thin, just under 1/4 of an inch. I like to go thinner on my plates just because it's easier on my wrist. I do have an injury in my wrist, hence I can't use the wheel. Hope you can hear me okay. So I'll just pick it up and put it down over the form. Just let the weight of the clay go down over the form. I'll move this a little bit. Now you can see. So I'm just pressing it very gently with clay gentle hands, and I will wet my sponge, and I'll just pull towards the form. Don't crush it because we don't want to distort our plate in any way. And then I'll rib it with a soft, fairly soft rib. It's a very easy way to make plates that are similar in form and shape and size, of course. Now, to actually make a foot for this, what I do is I take part of this clay that's going around, and with my foot maker, I'll make, and GR Pottery Forms sells these foot makers as well. So you can just watch there now. So I'll find the edge where the edge slopes a little bit. I'll twist it around with my finger just to make a little spot so I know where to put my foot. And I'll cut this, get my foot maker. So this is the foot maker. And I'll cut around. What it does is it bevels the foot for you. I'll take away the excess clay. And I'll slip and score. So this is for the foot, of course, because as you know, you have to have raw clay as a foot or raw clay on the bottom so that it can sit on the kiln shelf without sticking. So now that's where my foot will go. I just cut out my foot, so I'll turn that around, I'll flip that around so I can score the underside. And I won't need all of this clay, but I'll just work with it anyway. And I'll use this rib to score around. It's a serrated rib and makes it easy to slip and score all at the same time. All right, so I'll cut off a straight edge and I'll flip it over and start to pinch slightly and push all at the same time. So what I'm doing is I'm aligning it to the scored section, pinching and pushing all along. Now it looks like a mess now, but it won't, trust me. So what I'm doing is I'm giving a slight pinch and pushing at the same time. Pinch, push. It's important to have short nails because you'll dig into the clay if you have long nails. Us potters cannot have long nails at any time unless we're taking a long break or vacation or something. So just to give you a little bit of background, I've been making pottery since 2017. I've done courses with our Newfoundland and Labrador Craft Council. So as you can see now, I'm pinching and pushing all the way around. It looks a bit rough right now, but it won't once I get started. Join it here, pinch, push, pinch, push. So really I'm making like a mountain on both sides, just so the foot can be easily formed and tidied up after. What I'm doing here is just using my finger to smooth it out a little bit as I'm moving my banding wheel. So now next, I'll really wet my sponge and I'll twist it around, twist the banding wheel around, of course. Try to get it as centered as possible. And it's fairly wet. And what I'm doing is I'm using this sponge like a taco sponge, almost like a, and now that's not centered, so let's try to get it centered as best we can. On a banding wheel is a bit hard, especially with a large piece like this, large piece of large form. See how the foot is now becoming more like a turned foot on a wheel. So I kept my sponge in the same position, had it fairly wet, pinched it over the foot, and then that narrows out the foot and makes it a uniform. It's a real way of making a hand-built foot look more like a wheel-thrown foot instead of that big chunky foot that some people do. Now, as you can see, this is not very even on the rim. So what I have to do is I have to trim that rim with a needle tool. So I'll take my needle tool and I'll trim the rim. So I'll go in straight until I hit the form and then just slowly keep the needle tool straight and slowly wind around to cut out the form. And pull away the excess clay. Now you have a perfectly shaped plate. So what I'll do is I'll use my sponge to soften up that rim a little bit. and you have a plate. So what I'll do is I'll let this plate firm up, and I'll put my signature stamp in there. I will put any decorations that I want on there. But basically this is the plate that, very easy. It only took how many minutes? It took me 10 minutes, and that's explaining everything. So once you roll out your slab, you put it on your form, you have your wall system. This is available through GR Pottety Forms. This is about a 9-inch, I think, or 8-inch salad plate. So it'll shrink a bit, of course. And yeah, so once it dries up a bit, you see the foot there? You see the form? It'll be perfectly good to take this off in about 6 hours. So I'll remove the form in 6 hours, and then we'll be good to go. I'll let it rest after I stamp it and signature and all that. Thanks for watching. Follow me on my YouTube channel, Dollface Pottery. Give me a like and a follow. I'm trying to get as many followers as possible because I want to spread the word about pottery. Thank you, especially hand building. Bye.